I live in the neighborhood. I'm good. We're all good here.
You drove into a house.
I wasn't near a house that hit a car.
Yeah, the house didn't hit the car hit the house.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, in today's video we have 3 amazing ladies waiting for us.
4!
What?
We've got more than 3 today.
Donnie, if you're subtly talking about Janine's size, firstly, that called weight shaming. Secondly, well, let's say 3.5. Let's be fair here.
I'm talking about her friend.
Ah,
She deserves a special spot in today's list.
okay.
What did you mean?
The main thing, the girls today didn't do anything wrong.
No, I'm not doing anything wrong.
You drove into somebody's house.
I'm not a menace to society, honestly.
They know their rights perfectly well.
If I may, no, actually, I know my rights. I have every right. I have every right.
They know the laws of every state like the back of their hand.
State of Arizona does not let you arrest a crime. State of Arizona,
You're gonna hurt yourself. You need to stop moving.
Arrest me. In the state of Arizona, I passed the test. In the state of Arizona, I don't have to.
And they are ready to comply with what the authorities say.
She don't have to step out.
Well,
you just asked for her license, she gave it to
you.
you. I don't need to explain it. He just asked for her license, she didn't give it to him. It ain't even nothing else. You just asked for her license, she just gave you her license. Now what's the problem?
So, Alex, what did they actually pull over the girls for today?
For totally made up reasons, of course. Janine, for example, just wanted to go a couple of blocks.
Do you know that this is a one-way street?
Mr. Officer, why jump into conclusion that she doesn't know about that?
That's because she decided to go in the wrong direction.
Because you're driving against one-way traffic.
Thankfully, her buddy, Kjana, jumped in to help right away. She immediately took the lead because cops were clearly throwing stupid and out-of-place questions.
Where are you coming from?
Why does that matter?
I'm not talking to you.
I don't care. Why does that matter?
I'm not talking to you, man.
Where you coming from? Why does that matter? Like, you her daddy? You can ask for her social media?
True, today they are asking for her hangout spots, and tomorrow they might be hanging out there instead of her.
Yeah, anytime
He said, where are you coming from?
I'll explain it to you.
Why does that matter?
Maybe I can help explain it to you.
I
It
don't
doesn't
need
make
to
sense.
explain it. He just asked for her license, she didn't give it to him. It ain't even nothing else. He asked her, I was like, what you doing down here? She picking me up.
Although usually officers can't get any information because, let's face it, drunk drivers often haven't had anything to drink.
How much have you had to drink?
I had nothing to drink.
This says 234. We're well over double the legal limit, okay?
Can I have you step out and talk to me, please?
No, I won't.
Okay, what about Greta? Also got pulled over for no reason?
They didn't even pull her over. She was sitting in a steel car talking to Google about what happened.
No, I had a little accident, but we're figuring it out. We're gonna...
You drove into a house.
No, I didn't. Excuse me, I'll call you back.
Well, you're on Google.
Whoa, I can help with the figuring it out part. Greta zoomed over to a house of some folks for a small visit at a full speed without even leaving her car. And when she realized she had the wrong address,
Oops, my bad.
she continued on her way, taking a front step of the building in her grill.
That's parts of the front step.
But she couldn't go much further, the guardrail got in the way, so Greta thought, why not bring it along too?
There's pieces of the guardrail in your grill.
But that doesn't matter. What
It
does
does
that
matter.
mean when...
That is...
Nothing of that matters because Greta lives nearby and, most importantly, she is cool.
I live in the neighborhood. I'm good. We're all good here.
Besides, Greta isn't driving the car she is in, so there can't be any complaints against her.
No, it's good. Because I'm not operating the vehicle, I'm not driving the vehicle, and we're all good.
Teresa also wasn't driving the car when police arrived at the scene of incident. She wasn't even inside the car at the time.
Hey, Teresa. Oh, yeah. Officer Lemon with Surprise Police Department.
Yeah, and of course the girl has no clue why her car was speeding down the roadside, collecting oncoming fences.
All that because they have a rather complicated relationship with her car.
I've also been having a lot of car problem with this car. A lot of not regulating when I needed to stop. A lot of
What's
a
that?
lot of breaks need to be done. I've only driven into the gas station and back to make sure that it was okay.
And it turned out, after all, it wasn't okay. Am I getting it right? Officers, how about stopping gas station workers instead of innocent girls?
At the corner, I stopped right there where the... Other than that, I take good proper procedures.
Okay.
From what I believe is proper procedures.
Teresa, is there anything that makes you believe in proper procedures and the idea that the car was driving itself?
I had a little bit to smoke today.
And what did you smoke?
A sativa?
Sativa? Marijuana?
And what about that tequila bottle on the front seat?
Anything to drink?
Little than just a lick. Just
Just a lick?
enough to wet my lips.
Gotcha.
Other than that, I've been great. I've been good.
Teresa feels fantastic after she wet her dried out lips with half a bottle of tequila while driving her unruly car.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how do you feel as far as the effects of the alcohol or marijuana?
I feel too.
2?
By the way, Janine is also transporting booze on the passenger's seat.
That's not mine.
That's my drink. She just said she picking me up. That's mine. It's my drink. Tell me to do the walk. It's mine.
Container, okay?
It's mine.
It turns out Kjana was the one wetting her lips with that vodka, even though just a few seconds ago she claimed that Janine had just arrived to pick her up.
Why does that matter? Why does that matter? Like,
To sort out the testimonies, the cops need to throw a couple of questions at the driver. However, Kjana approached the driver door first.
first of all, I'm not. He just walked up on me. I was here first.
Girl, he needs to talk to Janine.
I want to talk to her.
You just was talking to her over there. Back up. Back the fuck up. Back up. Back up. Back the fuck up. Back up. Your ass ain't got shit better to do. Watch out. He was just the fuck over there. Y'all walked up on me. I was here first. I don't have to fucking move his ass. You was just over there.
Mr. Officer has to consider going back to his original spot before another one of the girl's friends takes it. Although, what are we even talking about here? The cops wanted to see her driver's license. She showed it to them.
She don't have to do that walk shit. Who the fuck you think you is? She don't have to step out.
Well,
You just asked for her license. She gave it to you.
The problem is they can't talk to her while she's sitting in their car.
I don't care,
Hey, man, please let me do my job.
Well, seemingly it is check and mate. What are you going to do? Janine has no plans to leave the comfort of her car.
I'm gonna arrest you.
For what?
Arrest me?
Yes,
For
because
what?
you're not giving me a chance to run you through fields or talk to you to see if you're impaired to drive. Okay, you're driving against traffic here. You're not cooperating with me.
Kjana shut down all attempts to get to her.
I'm not moving, so
You guys
y'all
were
walked
given
up on me.
This,
So give me my
we
space.
made a lawful traffic
Y'all walked
stop
up on
here.
he was just over there and you just walked up on me. So y'all could give me my space.
And as we all know, touching anyone or anything is off limits for the police.
Why is he trying to open her door?
Just gonna ask
He
her
don't
more
have the right
questions.
for that. He don't
You
have the
don't
right
have the right to block.
He don't have the right to open her door.
In the meantime, good Greta is getting to know some new details about the house she rolled into with her car.
You drove into somebody's house.
Which house?
One down here on Newtown Road.
On Newtown Road? Which
Right.
house on Newtown Road?
The one you drove into.
So
Okay.
on Newtown Road.
Regardless,
what's the
let's get
house?
past that right now. You've hit a number of things. You've got parts of the guardrail stuck in your grill, okay?
I want to talk about the house. that
All right,
you're
get out
talking
of the
about.
car.
Yeah, who wants to talk about road barriers? Boring.
Okay.
No, I'm
you said you
talking
didn't
about
have
the
I have
house.
Guardrails are installed for the very purpose of being crashed into. Let's just shift the conversation to the house.
I just want to talk about the house that you're talking about.
Greta wants to take a more passive approach to talking about that.
Okay, talk about it. Go ahead.
No, I wanted to hear what you say about the house that I
There is a
have.
house.
It turns out she wants to hear about that, but she doesn't want to listen.
I want- but I don't
You're
want-
not listening.
No,
Okay.
you are not listening because I want
What
to
I'm telling you
understand.
is I'm about. No, you need to stop and listen.
because-
you need to stop and
No,
listen.
you need to stop and listen because I
Ma'am,
don't
I
want
am-
to be bullied.
So-
but I want to understand what we're talking about leaving the scene of an accident.
Right.
which
Now
is
I'm talking about the
not-
guardrail. So you did drive into a guardrail.
What about the house? That's what we wanted to talk about. right?
I wasn't near a house that hit a car.
But what I'm telling you is you drove into a guardrail. So the
We're
guardrail.
talking about a house.
No, ma'am. Listen to me.
That's a whole different thing.
All right, forget about the house. Forget about the house.
So I thought we were about to forget about guardrails, huh?
That's what I said. We'll move on past that. Okay, cool.
No, I don't want to talk about cool and talking about passing. I want to talk about, you said that I
All right,
hit
ma'am,
a house.
you need to get out.
But I want you to talk about the
Ma'am,
house.
go ahead and step out of the car.
No, I'm not going to step out of the car. No, I'm not going to get out of the car. No, I don't need to get out.
Exactly, stay in the car, just look what happened to Kjana, who wasn't in the vehicle.
So you're involving yourself, so we're gonna grab on.
Don't touch me!
Hit me.
Under arrest.
Bro, stop touching me! Let me go! Bro, stop touching me!
You're being searched.
Stop kicking. Knock it off.
I'm on fucking ass, little bitch.
She got attacked not only by the cops, but also by the seatbelt.
That seatbelt choking me.
Well, lean back.
Shut up, bitch. Don't.
Oh my god.
Okay, so how's Teresa doing?
She's still feeling great after the tequila.
It's vodka. I literally just left and brought it with me to piss my girlfriend off. But I literally just brought it
Just brought it. Where were you coming from?
from the house.
So, if I'm understanding correctly, Teresa bought a bottle with a mix of vodka and tequila at her home to annoy her girlfriend. Is that right?
I understand, it sounds a bit strange,
And instead
but
she used up the whole bottle to wet her lips.
the girl is getting confused in her statements because she hit her head while parking to reverse.
Nose and head.
Nose and head injuries?
Yes, from the car going into park into reverse.
And you would think, after a hit like that, she should take it easy. But not Teresa. Setting aside unnecessary sentiments, she easily jumps right into shuffling.
122.
I'm sorry, but she's not doing it too well.
Lack of dancing skills still isn't a reason for arrest. Mr.
Believe you're impaired.
Teresa, do something, they are trying to arrest you.
Hold on.
Don't turn around.
No.
turn around.
Hold
turn
on.
around.
I have every right.
For what?
Don't
I
turn around.
have every right.
Don't pick any, right? She's got it.
If I may, no, actually, I know my right.
do that. It's gonna work if
I'm
you're gonna-
actually talking to you.
I will be happy to talk to you if you quit
If
twisting
you
on me.
honestly just, I took my citizen's arrest. I know what I'm allowed and what I'm not allowed.
Moreover, the action is happening in the state of Arizona.
State of Arizona.
And as everyone knows, the laws of this state give every right to drunk drivers and strip the police from the authority to arrest crimes.
State of Arizona does not let you arrest a crime. In the state of Arizona, I passed the test. State of Arizona,
You're gonna hurt yourself. You need to stop
cannot
moving.
arrest me unless I have liable reasons.
Girl, do you have any liable reason though?
I do not. I do not.
The cops are lucky the girl is rational and forgiving. If they set her free, she will release them in return.
Let go and I'll let you go. Let me see and I'll let you guys go.
Let it go.
No,
Let it go.
very damn well. No, very damn well. Let it go. Let me go and I'll come down.
Plus, they will get some other perks. For example, Teresa promises to chill out.
No, let it go and I'll come down. Let it go. Let me go and I'll come down.
And in their position, I would seriously consider that offer.
Let me go and I'll let you go. I'm in the
You need to comply with our orders, all right?
no, in the state of Arizona, I don't have to. I went to
So,
school.
you're not gonna
And what happens if the police violate the laws of the state of Arizona?
The outcomes will be unpredictable. Teresa will start by unleashing the lawyers from Texas.
I have lawyers.
Hold on.
Texas.
Hold on.
Texas state lawyers. And I will swear to you, I'll have your guys' job. I swear to God, I will have your guys' job.
And of course, she will give them a good kicking.
You wanna say in Arizona you can also kick police officers during an arrest?
Yes,
you
I
understand.
understand.
right.
Kicking was out of hand.
Let's go.
Oh my God, kicking was out of hand. What, are you gonna be a big baby about it? You piece of shit.
Okay, well, at least Teresa understands something, because Greta seemed to be completely clueless about what's happening around.
You crashed
But
your
I
car
want to
into it.
understand what we're talking about.
That's what I keep telling you.
When you say what I
Okay,
did,
explaining it to you.
I want to understand what you think that I did.
Crashed your vehicle. You fled the scene of an accident.
Third was a white SUV.
Okay.
But I
No.
want to understand
Okay. So you
what that
crashed
means.
your vehicle.
I would also like to understand. The woman crashed her car? Yes. But did she leave the scene of the incident?
Fled the scene of an accident.
No, I didn't flee.
The incident happened in the car. She's sitting right in there, not doing anything wrong.
No, I'm not doing anything wrong.
And as far as I see, the only thing she is doing is trying to understand.
No, I'm not going to
Okay,
step out
come
of
on
the
out.
car. No.
Come on out.
No, no.
Ma'am, come out of the... I said step out. I said step out. Step out of the car. You are under arrest.
I don't think we need to do this.
I got it.
Let's
Really,
go.
we
Go
don't
back.
have
We're
to
going
do
back to...
this.
If you had gotten out of the car yourself, you wouldn't have had to do this, but now, take a lesson from Janine how to get out of a car properly.
Okay.
Where'd you find that?
Janine does a fantastic job getting out of the car. But getting in, that's where problems kick in.
How am I supposed to get in here? How am I supposed to fucking sit back?
Does not.
Pig, you fucking pig.
Curiously, Janine can't get into the car, but a cop ends up being a pig.
She still got lucky. She was caught by pigs, while poor Teresa has to deal with pieces of shit.
Hey, you guys piece of You guys love for someone to just say no, for you guys to just hit it.
The cops who caught her don't react to the girl's amazing dancing moves.
They just don't like how she holds legs together.
Spread your feet.
Further, do you want me to
You're
spread,
good.
Daddy?
Stop.
How much further? How much further? How much further?
Yeah,
Come
keep
on.
going.
Come on. Oh my God, the weed.
Girl, couldn't you have hidden the THC oil pipe before talking to the cops?
Yeah, now all she can do is cry in the car.
And to transport Janine, they had to bring in a whole bus.
Alright, I'm gonna uncuff you so you can get up there, okay?
Okay, can you do that? Pig.
And to avoid the center of gravity shifting and flipping the police bus, she had to sit closer to the middle.
It's safer to sit in that chair.
Gotta give it to them, the officers who caught Janine were actually nice guys. At the police station they started to entertain the girl with some pen tricks.
And some funny dances.
Although Janine ended up falling asleep anyway. However, the guys who grabbed Greta aren't willing to uncuff the woman, even with the whole situation being so absurd.
Can you please uncuff
No,
me?
you are gonna remain cuffed.
ridiculous. I'm not a menace to society, honestly. I
Ridiculous.
haven't done anything wrong.